Hey guys, it's Carrie. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I am opening up another Disney Illy Forever. This one is inspired by Ariel. This is from the second wave or the second series. I'm not really sure what they actually labeled it as, but in the second wave, all of the characters have a fantasy hair color, at least a little bit added to them. You can see this one has is purple, kind of a purple and black theme, which it has Ariel in the front. I'm a little confused. It has inspired by Ariel in the front, and it's clearly from The Little Mermaid, but if you start looking more at the details, it seems like she's more pro Ursula when it comes to characters. Their gimmick is that the ears glow in the dark. I don't know if the balloon glows in the dark or not, but this one has the greenish yellow color instead of the pink on the other two, so it's different, I guess. So we'll look at, here's some artwork there. I love the artwork on these boxes. Artwork on the side. There's a fuller version of her with a bunch of hearts overlaid. And then on the back, of course, we have the full photo of all 7 of the dolls available. It says show off the Ariel and you, and then a close-up version of her, which has the arrow pointed that these glow in the dark. And, of course, the carry home handle. So let's go ahead and get her open now, because I don't really need to spend all that time blabbing about everything that I've already blabbed about in the other videos. I just really like the Illy dolls. I think I got it. Arr. Okay, here she is out of the box. Same background as the other 2 that we unboxed. Let's grab some scissors. Oh, I know where they are. Hold on. Okay, I had to pause to put the AC on and fix my chair. So, bottom here, we're gonna get some twisty ties. Like I said in my first video, this is kind of nostalgic. I remember way back in the day when I was a little itty-bitty person getting fashion dolls, which was usually Barbie, because, let's be real, back then there wasn't many options. Maybe there was, I just didn't know of them. Because I was a kid and I went to the toy stores that didn't offer their own fashion dolls. But it was all twist ties. There was no cuts. You had to untwist them all with tape in the back. No shortcuts. Okay, there we go. Here's the legs are free. Oh no, her braids are tied in with a black embroidery floss. I just had to pull really hard and got her out. Now I have to. You can either use pliers or, like me, be a wuss about it and cut them off with scissors. Just low enough where you can either press them in the head or leave them where they are. But I'm going to put her aside. We'll take a closer look at her in a second. But let's look at her accessories first. I guess I found this worked before. Let's try not to cut any of these little sequences off. I don't know how well they're tied on there, or glued on, or sewed on, or tied on. You hope for the retail of the price that they are not glued. Okay, there we go. So here is her sequined jacket. Oh. There's something, is it reversible? Wow, I don't know, but it has an inner lining. It might actually be reversible. I don't know. Okay. Why do I say that? Okay, so here's the tag. That says Disney on it. And then after the tag, we have the inside lining has a print of Ariel and Ursula. I don't know if this is probably during their meeting before she was turned into a human. I'm gonna guess this is not reversible. But it's interesting that they put something so beautiful like that on the inside. Yeah, it's not reversible because there's a tag right there. Can't do that, but the inside... I wanted to think maybe that these might have been those type of sequences that reversed, but no. You get the green. It's green and dark purple. Look how, like, flashy that is. I guess it's supposed to maybe look like scales? And then, or maybe tentacles, because these are tasseling down. And then, like I said, the black inner lining with that print. Very interesting. And then a nice solid black collar. I've changed my opinion about this jacket. I just don't understand why they would want to hide that. Because there's going to be no way to show that off unless you reverse it. It's very interesting. Very interesting that they chose to do that. It's a weird choice of design. But we know it has an inner lining. Okay, so let me get back to... Okay, so we also have sunglasses in here. I don't know... Let me before I call them sunglasses, let me rip them out, because I don't care about that part. Here we go. Before we call them sunglasses, let's take a look at them and see if they're not just regular glasses. There's a little bit of a frostiness going on with the clear lenses, but not so much. I would say maybe regular glasses, but they are silver painted around the lenses and on the sides. And then if you look really close, there's a scalloped edge on the tops, maybe insinuating them looking like clamshells or shells. We'll get that off in a second here. And then lastly, our hidden accessory, which is going to be one of 12 snacks that are served in one of the resorts. Be it, I guess, Disney World or Disneyland. I'm not quite sure. I haven't actually fact-checked them yet, but looking at them, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're like little carry-around side snacks that you can probably get in the resorts. That's what they're supposed to be, I thought, anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Again, same blue, but we have that bright green here, so... Okay, we're going to pop that off. A quick look at our checklist here. We have on that side and that side. We've already gotten the pizza and the Mickey Mini cookies. There's this lovely tissue paper in here. This is Illy Forever on it, all over it. Ah, we got another pizza. Well, we will not be getting 4 different ones, apparently. But I like the pizza. So I guess if I was going to get a duplicate, I'd be hanging out with the people who get pizza. Yeah. You got Mickey Pepperoni on there. Elijah, who is originally from Disney Central, claims that this is actually a real thing that you can get with Mickey Pepperoni. So that's cool. Just say Disney on the bottom of it and made in China. It's funny how none of the accessories actually say Illy on them. So I wonder if maybe they did that on purpose so they someday can reuse the accessories on some different doll line that doesn't exist yet. Before we get into the doll, I wanted to discuss a little bit about the purse. It has some pretty cool detail and work in it. It has all this paint that goes over it to give it a little bit of a shimmer. There we go. And then the chain is obviously plasticky, rubbery stuff, but it is painted in a metallic silver, except for the top part that's supposed to be like a green handle. Kind of goes over the shoulder. There is a charm on here, which I thought was just, I'm like, it doesn't really look too much like Ursula, but let's see if I can get a close-up of that and let it. So it's Ursula stamped on top of Ariel. Can you see Ariel in the back? So the silhouette and the shape of the charm is Ariel. You can see the red back there, and then whatever, and then you can see Ursula in the front with an angry face and her tentacles kind of intertwining with Ariel's fins. So it must have been the transformation or something. I think this is a transformation purse. So yeah, there's that. Here's our girl. At first I thought her eyes were messed up, but they're not. If you look at the group picture, she's supposed to kind of look like, I guess maybe there's a bee on her nose or something. She's looking directly towards her nose with both eyes. That's just kind of the way it is. These dolls versus the Jakks Pacific dolls do have the inset eyes. Let's start with her crown. Her crown, she has like a blue tiara on, which is, it looks like the Titan crown a little bit in the center there. And then there's green on this side, and then there's, but the green on this side looks like a fin. Yes, it's a fin. The sculpt is a fin. It's transparent green, and then on this side, it looks like a wrapped up tentacle in purple. So I think that maybe her inspiration is more like the battle between the two of them. I don't know. Because then we have, her hair is purple, which reminds me of Ursula in the front. And then it's black in the back, but if you look at the braids also have some of that purple streaking that goes through. And it's really shiny and really soft. I like I said, I don't know the material that they use. I think somebody somewhere mentioned it wasn't the best material, but it feels good. It feels good. She has black eyebrows that match her hair, brown eyes, and ours have a little bit of shimmer to them. Her eyeshadow is a dark turquoise for the lid, and then over the lid is a little bit of a light pink. On this side, she's got the face tattoos that I was saying that they all seem to have in this series. It's in a metallic silver. So we have, it looks like a shell, a seashell, a star, a diamond, and then a round circle. So that's kind of neat. And her lips are, what do I want to call that color? It looks like some kind of form of pink with an orangey lip liner. Moving down, oh, and she does have a little bit of blushing going on her cheeks. It's not a lot, but it's a little. Enough. And I like in this sculpt, there's some cheekboning highlights. She has a necklace on that's fastened with an elastic, which will stay there because I don't trust that that's not going to fall off. Her necklace has metallic silver paint on it, make it look like a chain, and then and the charm itself has a heart that's transparent turquoise, and then below that heart we have a metallic purple painted fin, looks like. We have a sleeveless midriff tank top here, which is in a light purple. It's singed in the bust line a little bit, and it does have a little bit of a seam that goes down. It's kind of really light though, and I don't really think it looks that great, but it is what it is. And then the spaghetti straps are elastic bands, it looks like, and then there's a tooling, and the tooling has a sparkly purple to it on both sides, and then in the midriff. You can see her belly button. She is wearing a pair of faux leather shorts. The material feels pretty thick and nice, but it is not seamed at the bottom, and my girl, unless she's just tilted a little bit, it looks like it might actually be eaten in the seam. I don't know. Yeah, she's got a side wedge going on. Let's see if I can fix that. I don't know. I was trying to figure out whether the shorts were just cut weird, or if her articulation was eating it up. I think it looks better now. Yeah. So on these faux leather shorts, we have some tentacles that are painted on or printed on in purple and blue and pink. Ursula, nod again. And then a faux button in the front there. Be careful, it might pop off. It's one of those stick-on ones. And then elastic in the back. Moving down below her shorts, we do have a pair of sandals. They're wedged ones. And these, they have the wedge part is a dark blue, and it has like waves embedded into it, so it looks like the ocean. And then on the top of it, it's more of a greener color, and you can see that they did scaling and a little bit of metallic overcoat or over top coat. For articulation, we'll go over that before we show her in all of her accessories. Her head goes back and forth, and it does tilt a little bit side to side. We have shoulder articulation, elbow articulation. Their elbow only goes to about there, but that's fine to me. Oh, no, if you flip it around, it goes further. You just gotta flip it. The wrists sway side to side and go back and forth, so you got all the movement there. She does have movement on her hips, but when you sit her, it's like that old baby doll style, and if you push it too far, it'll pop out of joint, and I've had that happen before. She does have the articulated knees that are double jointed, but sometimes the double jointing doesn't work if you don't have that swivel, which they don't, so it's... for standing, they're fine if they're on a stand. For sitting, the only thing that seems to work to make them look okay is you can kneel them like that, or you can try to get them in an Indian style position. And even that's a little bit tricky because they don't have a full 90-degree angle to which they sit. You gotta put their hands behind their back a little bit and do that. You just gotta get creative a little bit, but other than that, the articulation is not bad. It's not bad. So we're gonna put her sunglasses on, which off camera I tried it, and they're pretty tight. They're a pretty tight fit, which is good because you know they're not gonna fall off while she's being on display. But you gotta get them on. You gotta shimmy them on just proper. She also does have holes in her ears. She doesn't come with earrings, but I do know that there's multiple fashion packs you can buy, and they might come with earrings, so that's probably why they all just probably come standard with holes in their ears, even if they don't come with earrings. She could have came with earrings, though. She could have. It's a little disappointing, but it's kind of whatever. Okay. So let's get her over-the-top jacket put on. I still don't know if I'm in love with it. But the detail on the inside would have been... I would have loved that better if it was solid black and that was on the outside, maybe? It just seems like a waste of a really good print. Hold on, guys. I need to do this off camera. So I'm trying really hard to accept this jacket for how it is. It's a little bit tight going on, so it's tight-fitted. And it has a really cool graphic on the inside that we can't see. I don't know, I don't really like the jacket very much, honestly. But it does go well with her whole outfit. Like, it flows right. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I also wasn't a fan of the cardigan that came with the Inspired by Belle that we got from Series 1, so she's not displayed in it. But overall, I'm very excited for this doll. I'm glad to have her and add her to my collection. That is all we have for you guys today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.